Hello, and welcome to the Where to Start Yoga series. My name is Clyde Hampton, aka Champion Yogi, and today we are talking about that float transition. This is step two, so we're going to pick up where we left off at last time. Last time we talked about a few things. We went over how to start working into the chaturanga of the arms. We talked about how to get the wrists warm and ready to go. And today we're going to start to add a little bit of weight into that and maybe start to feel a little bit of grabbing some air. Okay. So let's talk first about our intentions. What are our intentions for today? I want you to start to find a little bit more comfort on your wrist, in your hands, right? This is where we're going when we're dealing with arm balances. A lot of the times we want to get those feet off the ground. So with that being said, we need to find some confidence in our hands. You need to find the ability to feel comfortable with your hands down and to feel like you have some control over things. So that's what we're going to work on today. That's what we're going to move forward to. That's what we're going to get into. And that's where you're going to find some strength today. So where do we start? We start where we always start. Let's warm the body up. Come on down. Once you find this space down on the mat, again, we want to start warming up the wrists. We want to start warming up the shoulders. We want to warm up the elbows a little bit into the arms for the arm balance. Okay. So with that being said, I would like to start with the hands out long. You want to shift your hips back as close to your heels as you can. You can keep your toes tucked if you like, or you can have them untucked if you like. I'm going to go tucked today because I've been untucked for a lot today. So we're going to go tuck in right now. But I want you to just bring the arms back nice and long. I want you to try to roll the elbows down, right? So what I mean by this is when you roll the elbows down, like you pull the elbows down towards the mat, that's more comfortable, right? It's a lot like what's going to happen when you come to that plank position and we say press the elbows together, right? Same concept is happening there. So right now here, pulling those elbows down, finding that length, and then it's just allowing for that to open up to come back into it. And then try to keep the elbows down as you start to press into the palms, lengthen the arms long, and then shift the shoulders forward over the wrist and maybe even over the knuckles. You're still keeping that press, still keeping those elbows together, but you're finding that range. Take it all the way back. Exhale, blow the air out since the belly is coming close to the thighs. You want to make space. You want to flatten the belly by blowing the air out. And then inhale. Shift forward, bring the shoulders back over the wrist and hold the space. Right here is just a good warm up for the body. Again, as we do our warm ups, we always want to give our bodies about 3 to 5 good minutes of warm up. You can always have more, but shouldn't have less. You just want to give yourself some space to start creating some warmth into the areas where you're going to be doing the work. And you want to give yourself some space to make sure your body's ready to do whatever you're going to do. Remember, when we're talking about arm balances, your wrists, your joints, your elbows, all the things are very, very important to make sure they're feeling good. So if any point you feel like you're feeling too much pain, you're feeling too much pressure, stop, take a break, give yourself a minute or two. If that doesn't work, call it a day, come back to it once you feel better. Respect your body through your arm balance practice. All right. So from here, what are our drills? What things should we be doing to get stronger? What is the plan for today? All right, let's do it. We are going to start with bringing that fold back down again. So we're going to bend into those elbows and find that chaturanga again, bringing the head down. But this time we're going to add a little bit of weight using the leg. So last time in our session, you remember we just shifted forward and we brought the elbows in, found that space and lowered the head down towards the mat and then brought it all the way back up. But now we're going to do it with a three-legged down dog, right? So we're taking the leg up. Now that we found some comfort there, we're rolling the elbows together, and you're just going to shift all the way forward and start to bend into those elbows, right into that space. Again, you can come back up. You don't have to take the leg all the way up. You just want to start to bring some more weight over your hips. And then remember, shift the shoulders forward, squeeze the elbows in, start to bend and keep the elbows stacked over the wrist. Press through the hands, come all the way back up. You'll know when you get comfortable. Again, you can bring that head all the way down to the mat and then press through to come all the way back up. That's when you know you have found that level of comfort dealing with this and feeling good about it. Other than that, what we want to do is we want to start feeling comfortable getting off the mat and just having some weight into the hands. Now, that can be very scary. So what we want to do is keep the feet close to the mat. We're going to shift your body weight forward and see if maybe we can start to create some space and some time between being on the mat and just on the hands with the feet in the air, okay? So we'll come back to that down dog position again. You're just gonna bend into the knees, bring them close to the mat, take the hips back towards the heels, and you'll hop forward and try to bring this right foot a little bit closer. And then we're just gonna step right back, come back to the space, do the same thing on the other side. Bend into the knees, press so you can explode out of this space, take a little hop forward, and just bring that left foot about halfway there, and then step it all the way back, okay? So the goal, once you get into this, is to get a little air underneath the feet and step forward, but try to hold your feet in the air as long as you can, right? So maybe a second, maybe a half a second, but just a little longer than last time. And you can just kind of feel that timing. You don't really need a timer or something like that. Just kind of feel it happening, right? So here we go. Bend into the knees, sink down, shift forward, little float, and then step back right here, right? Bend into the knees, shift forward, little float, and then step back right here. Try not to go too far, try not to do too much. Just a little hop, just bringing the right foot forward again. And then as you get a little bit more comfortable with it, maybe you can start to let it last a little longer. Maybe it'll sink down just a little bit slower, right? Now giving it a little bit more space before it lasts. Engage those core muscles, keep the elbows in, shift the shoulders forward over the wrist. You want to be able to hop forward enough that you really get your shoulders to come all the way over the wrist. So as you're floating forward to this, you want to be able to find that space a little closer to your wrist. You want to be able to shift down and find a little bit more distance and keep working on it until you get more and more and more comfortable with it. Try not to move forward too fast. Try not to feel like the fact that, oh, I got it, I did it, so it's time to move forward. Stay there, practice for a little while, really find some comfort. Not just the ability to be able to accomplish it, but get to a level where it's comfortable for you to just do this. You're not needing a warm up and things like that. Just I can just do it and it's fine, right? So when you get to that space, that's when you know that you're ready to move forward to the next space. But before you get to that space, continue to work there, continue to strengthen your body. You want to be under control when you're doing movements like this because they are dangerous. You could fall, you could hurt yourself, and there's a lot of risk factors that come into play. But when you know what you're doing, you're practiced and you studied, it's all safe, it's all fine, it's very fun, and it can be very freeing for you to be able to move your bodies in these kinds of ways. So if I did not explain something well enough, if I didn't give it to you well enough, if you didn't quite understand something I was saying, feel free to hit me up on any of my social media. It's all c.hamp.ironyogi every single where. TikTok, Instagram, Threads, all the things. Reach out to me, YouTube, right? Because that's where you're watching this. All the things. Reach out to me. Let me know what you need. Tell me what I can do to help you out. And we can do that. We can set up a private session if that's what you need. We can work on other things that you want to work on, or you can always meet me in any of my classes or my online classes that I have right here in this space. Join me anytime. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you being here for me and for yourself. Have a good day.